In the next few minutes, you'll understand why most men get ignored and how a rare few, even without being the most handsome or richest, become emotional addictions. This video isn't just a collection of cheesy phrases. It's a surgical dissection of the invisible power that governs every conversation between you and a woman. While others search for the right words to be liked, you'll learn how to turn every word into a strategic weapon. You'll learn how to establish a mental frame of dominance without raising your voice, how to transform their tests into invitations, create openings to seduce their subconscious, and how to carve your presence into their mind with the precision of a political scalpel. Has it ever happened that you start a conversation perfectly and then suddenly lose interest? It wasn't your clothes or your looks, it was your energy. An impossible mistake that their instinct detects in seconds. That moment when your gaze wavered, when your tone softened, when your need became louder than your center. Some women seem immune to logic, yet become obsessed with men who don't do anything extraordinary. The answer is that Machiavelli never wrote about it in his books, but lived every political move. He understood that power is never what you show, it's what you make others feel without saying a word. This video won't be found on Google for Curio 2.0. It's drawn from private letters, hidden analyses, and unspoken strategies of psychological warfare. Principles that still rule the silent battlefield between desire and perception. You won't find soft advice here. You'll find precision bullets. But I warn you, once you understand these strategies, you'll never be able to unlearn them. You'll be responsible for every look you provoke, every word you release, every mood you mark. If you're fragile, stop the video now. But if you're ready to learn the difference between a common man and a conversational strategist, stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, you're about to master a new code of power. One that's not taught in books, but earned in battles. And that, brother, starts now. Most men go into conversations seeking approval, and this kills them before they even speak, because you don't understand this. Every interaction is a silent negotiation of power, and if you don't claim psychological territory first, she'll do it for you. Machiavelli didn't write about seduction, but he understood the anatomy of human power better than most. He understood that every political, social, or intimate exchange is governed by an invisible hierarchy where one leads and the other follows. The secret is to lead without the other realizing it. In his lesser-known writings, Machiavelli revealed a brutal truth. Those who seek love will most likely be betrayed. What does this mean? A man who wins only to please loses respect before it even begins. Attraction doesn't grow from liking. It's born from tension. Those who remember her are never the ones who speak the perfect words. They are the ones who stir emotional chaos within them. And this isn't achieved through flowers or flattery. It comes only from an inner architecture of power, which is not negotiable. Think about it. A man approaches a woman. He smiles a lot, nods at everything. He showers endless compliments. Do you know what he's communicating? Please accept me. Meanwhile, another person approaches without a trace of need. He listens, observes. He speaks little, but every word carries weight. His energy says, I have already accepted myself. The question is, can you exist in my world? This is the map of invisible power. Machiavelli didn't need to shout to dominate. He used silence as a weapon because silence breeds discomfort, and discomfort commands attention. Every well-timed pause in a conversation is a step forward in controlling the emotional frame. But unpredictability is even deadlier than silence. Machiavelli understood that predictability doesn't command respect. A man who always reacts the same way, who never breaks rhythm, who always says the right thing, is safe but forgettable for the female mind. Want to leave a mark? Fracture the pattern. Introduce unexpected pauses, change the rhythm, drop a statement, and refuse to explain. Carry your gaze for mystery, not reassurance. Her subconscious will whisper, what is this man thinking? And this is where desire begins. Because the brutal truth is this: the first one who tries to impress loses. The first one who shows needs. And the first one who breaks the silence does. So because they can't handle the pressure of not being validated, she feels, she doesn't think, she feels. And this is where most men fail. They think they're having a casual chat, but in reality, they're entering a subconscious duel where every gesture, every tone, every second of silence communicates hierarchy. Machiavellian called this the theater of power. In his world, every prince needed a public image stronger than real strength. In modern conversation, that image isn't your looks, it's your inner frame. Your ability to project a reality that your superior accepts without you having to claim it. It's not about faking it. It's about cultivating inner certainty, so firm that you never need to prove it. And how do you cultivate this certainty? Through micro decisions. You don't answer questions that don't deserve answers. You don't justify your mood. You don't over-explain your past, and you never apologize for your actions. If you disagree with something he says, you calmly hold your ground. You don't debate to win. You make statements to solidify. I understand your point, but I see life differently. With calm conviction, this one line is worth more than 1,000 compliments. She won't agree, perfect. You're not seeking approval. You're offering access to a world that exists without her validation. And for her subconscious, this is irresistibly rare, because most people are desperate to be liked. You, on the other hand, be ready to lose the interaction before betraying your frame. This isn't arrogance, it's strategy. And in the female mind, strategy translates into stability, security, and power. Machiavelli understood that whoever controls perception controls reality. Therefore, his aim wasn't fair, it was effective. You are not here to be remembered as a good guy. You are here to be remembered as a man who doesn't beg for what he can create. And brother, it starts with your way of speaking. But even more importantly, it starts from where you speak. A woman is not attracted by your words. She is attracted by the frame from which you speak. The fatal mistake is to react in a conversation. She says something, you respond. She tests, you justify. She doubts, you rush to fix. From that moment on, you are not leading, you are validating. And if you are validating, you have already lost. Dominant frame is never imposed. It is installed. And once it's established, everything revolves around it. Machiavellian understood that true power is never declared. It's a natural assumption. A prince doesn't say, I am the leader. He simply behaves as if he's already the leader. He never asked for permission. He never seeks approval. He never convinces. Frame isn't spoken. It's transmitted through silence, certainty, and direction. How to apply it in conversation. First, never enter his frame, meaning, if he makes a sarcastic joke, you don't justify it. If he sparks jealousy, you don't play the game. If challenged with logic, respond with emotional calm, because an emotional frame always defeats an intellectual frame. She says, you're one of those guys who use internet phrases. You reply, yes, but only the ones that work. Then an enigmatic smile. You're not defending, you're redirecting. The dominant frame is built like an invisible fortress. Every word has intention. Every pause communicates control. Every gesture aligns with your inner narrative. And that narrative isn't, I want you to like me. It's, I'm here to see if you can keep up with me. Machiavellian advised princes to cultivate an aura of calculated mystery. Not too accessible, not too distant, just enough to create doubt. And this doubt, brother, is the oxygen of attraction. Apply. Don't reply to every message immediately. Leave strategic space. Don't reveal everything in the first conversation. Give clues that suggest something. Don't close the circle. It happened to me once in Madrid, but that's a long story. Then change the subject. Void feeds imagination, and female imagination is the soil where obsession grows. This isn't manipulation. This is strategic direction. You're not lying. You're maneuvering your presence because the dominant frame isn't just in words, it's also in what you withhold. Second principle, direct the narrative. Every conversation has an unspoken story. Are you trying to convince them you're special, or is they trying to uncover what makes you different? The frame is defined by who adapts to whom. You don't compete with others. You're the standard to which you're compared, and that standard is communicated without words, through your emotional detachment. If they leave, you don't pursue. If she goes silent, you don't flinch, because you don't need to win the conversation. You've already won the moment you mastered yourself. Third principle, shift the focus of attention. The average man revolves everything around her. Endless questions, purposeless compliments, free validation. You do something different. If she asks you a question, you return with a deeper question. She says, what do you like in a woman? You answer, depends. Do you want to be desired or understood? This single question flips the polarity. Now she's seeking your approval, not you. These responses don't just show emotional intelligence. They reveal strategic superiority. And superiority, when handled without arrogance, is a powerful aphrodisiac. Machiavellian says, there is nothing harder to sustain than a new order. So maintaining a frame requires discipline. You will be tested. You will be challenged. Every test you pass is a brick in the fortress of your presence. And an ignored truth, the dominant frame doesn't shout, doesn't exaggerate, doesn't prove, it just enforces. If you have to prove you're valuable, you're not. If you walk away in silence when you're not being valued, Your frame is already installed. True authority is silent. It shows in how you enter a room, how you take up space without asking permission, how you listen more and speak less, and how you decide when a conversation will end. Try this the next time you talk to a woman. Count how many times you react. Then shift your focus. Ask open-ended questions. Make observations that don't seek approval. Hold long pauses and be comfortable in them. Watch the energy shift. You'll see her start to adjust her rhythm to yours without even realizing it. And one final tactic, frame by omission, meaning she says what you don't say. She says, "Why don't you have a girlfriend?" You smile and say, "Let's just say I'm more selective than most." This answer disarms, suggests, and elevates your status without justification. And the golden closure, your frame isn't explained, it's felt. If you have to say you're alpha, you're not. If you have to justify your confidence, you've already lost. But if you can stand up to the crowd without proving it, you've already won. This, brother, is Machiavellian essence applied to the modern battlefield. Conversation and attraction are never logical. They are biological. They respond to whatever awakens their most primitive subconscious. Machiavelli, despite being a politician, understood the animal side of human nature. He knew that people are moved by emotion, not reason. And if this truth governs entire nations, imagine how deeply it rules the mind of the single woman standing before you. There's an illusion that destroys thousands, the belief that they can convince with logic, that if they explain their good intentions, she will choose. But the female subconscious doesn't listen to logic. She searches for power, direction, leadership, emotional control, and genetic rarity. She searches for invisible signals, cues that tell her whether she can trust you or not. Not mindfully, but instinctively. Attraction is never created by choice. It's something she can't stop feeling. If you force, you destroy. If you embody, you awaken. And this is where Machiavellian psychology unfolds. She understood that true control lies not in the other person, but in the perception they have of you. If you establish an image of unshakable composure, their instinct will be to see you as a reference point, a presence worth orbiting around. But note, that image is built not by arrogance or words, but by energy. Ever notice some men carry a weight in their presence? That isn't from cyber or surface objects. This is inner calm, a posture that doesn't seek approval, a relaxed posture that says, "I don't chase, I set the pace." When you're with a woman, every fiber of your being transmits signals: tone of voice, rhythm of speech, taking space, depth of breathing. All of this communicates whether or not you can lead, protect, and challenge. Machiavelli says, perception of power is as important as power itself. Even if you're still building, you can become perceived as powerful if you learn to project control. Not pretending, but embodying. No need to sound ambitious. Show off about plans without needing validation. Emotionally mature. No need to sound calm. Show by staying calm in the middle of her emotional storm, anchored in your center. Brother, this is what biological radar detects. Not clothes, height, or income. But can you hold your ground when she tests your limits? And how are those limits tested? By sarcasm, by silence, by contradictions, by sudden mood shifts. She doesn't act cruel, she tests. Can I trust this man when the storm comes? Real attraction manifests in tension, not comfort. And the brutal truth, she wants to feel like you can lead. Even when she loses control, she doesn't want you to control her. She wants you to contain her. And this is only possible when your center is independent of her. Fatal mistake, reacting to every feminine emotion as if it's personal. It's not personal, it's emotional chess. You decide, play or lead. She says, all men are the same. You don't justify. Just look calmly and say, then you'll be surprised when you meet me. No defense, no persuasion. Just a quiet assertion of difference without needing to explain immediately. This biological radar is activated not by your effort, but by your solidity. Deep Machiavellian secret. Don't aim to be the best, aim hardest to be replaced. Psychological exclusivity is more powerful than superficial perfection. You can be imperfect, you can make mistakes, but if you provide a unique emotional experience, a feeling that cannot be replicated, you have already won. Uniqueness is built not by words, but by emotional paradoxes. Firm yet empathetic, mysterious yet accessible, warm yet untamable. This contrast leaves a mark. Machiavelli understood. A great leader is never predictable. Reliable in essence, unpredictable in form. And what does the female brain learn above all? Stability under pressure. In evolutionary terms, protection, leadership, rarity. 3 triggers that activate attraction beyond logic. 4th weapon, emotional contrast. Speak in a relaxed tone but drop sharp lines. Show small tenderness, then return to a firm posture. This swing in emotion creates an experience that cannot be categorized, and what cannot be categorized is remembered. Example, you are talking about music. She says, I like some pop artists. You say, interesting. Didn't take you for someone who likes predictable things. Then smile and change the topic. This is not arrogance. It is controlled disruption. It creates a mini crisis in her self-image, and anyone who can create a mini crisis without offense establishes emotional dominance. Machiavelli used this on nobles. Deliver uncomfortable truths disguised as ambiguous compliments. The result? They thought about him for days. You'll do the same, not in politics, but in the emotional arena with a woman whose mind logic can't explain. Fifth weapon, selective attention. Total validation is boring. Complete indifference is repellent. The lethal point lies in the middle. Validate only what you truly admire. Ignore bait designed to get attention. If she says something impressive, look at her and say, not bad. Then stay silent. She's not just learning or being heard. She wants to be understood by someone who doesn't buy into exaggerated reactions. Sixth weapon, elegant diversion. If she asks questions that imply control, respond with a story. Don't give data. Give direction. She asks, what do you do exactly? You say, depends on the day. Sometimes I conquer empires. Other times I just have a late breakfast. Then shift the topic. This is evocation, not evasion. Transform logic into mystery. And mystery is the fertilizer of desire. Seventh weapon, strategic gaze. Don't appear like an interrogator or thirsty. Appear like a reader who already knows what they're about to discover. Hold eye contact for an extra second. Subtle. Pause after emotional lines. Gaze. Calm, observant, unshaken says, I am here, and I see more than what you say. When you combine these weapons, you create conversations that cannot be forgotten. Not because you spoke magic words, but because you triggered emotions that no one else can.